Bonjour, mon frère. It is me, Hanny, and I've been reading the diaries of Marie Antoinette, and it's 1770, and she writes in her diary faithfully, and I'm seeing in 249 years that things have not changed. I mean, you have much better means of getting around in cars. You have much better medical science and things like that. But the separation of religion, separation of the classes, social status, separation of the races, things like that are still the same. And we still have viewing. There's a viewing room sometimes to watch the royal family have dinner, and they just sit and they watch, and they watch them have dinner, and it's up to 1,000 people. And now it's the Dauphine birthday, and they have 3,000 people sitting and watching. I mean, it's just the predecessor to reality TV. And everywhere she goes, she is noting, my own mother has spies on me. Everyone is watching everyone else, what everyone is doing, and reporting on it. And it's not different in all these years. In fact, we've got much better way to do it. We have our cell phones. Most people have their cell phones on them everywhere they go, and you're taking pictures of each other. We're videotaping each other. Around every corner is somebody watching you, looking at you, watching what you're doing. There's cameras everywhere. She was absolutely going insane because everything she did was watched all the time. There were 8 women in the bathroom just so she could take a bath, and they had the reality TV. It just was live. And now we can do the same thing on television and not actually physically be in the room, but magazines just report everything celebrities do. And of course, the Dauphine and the Dauphina were the king and the royalty. They were all the celebrities of their day, of course. And we're chained to these phones. We are chained to these devices. Everyone is craning their necks constantly looking on their devices. I leave my phone behind a lot of times on purpose, just because I don't want to be a slave to this thing. Here I am making a video on my phone telling you about how nothing has changed. And it is not God's will or Jesus's will that we separate ourselves. We segregate ourselves. People are upset about segregation, but people segregate themselves. In today's world, I'm seeing more and more, at least on my Facebook news feed, the people are very upset that there are people who are Muslim, who are Islamic, and you have to be Christian in order to be loved and accepted. And if you can't accept people, can't you at least tolerate them? There's Buddhists, there's Islamic people, there are Catholic, Jewish people, there are people of every faith. And there's really no difference between all the hating of the Jews than there is the hating of the Islamics. And if you are Islamic, go back to your own country. You know, we will not tolerate your faith. Why not? Do you have the Quran in your home? Do you read it? Do you know what it's about? Allah is simply the Arabic word for God. I'm non-denominational because because religion is one of the big things that separate people. And why? There's a lot of propaganda about what the Islamic faith is about, but is it true? Do you know it to be true when you're being hateful about Muslims, about Islamics? It's interchangeable. The word Muslim seems to be interchangeable with the word terrorist. We segregate ourselves, and everyone's watching everyone around every corner. You can't put the damn phone or devices down. And in these diaries of Marie Antoinette, she, by the way, started out being a very good person. She loved children. She tried to feed the children, and she was scorned and reprimanded for that. It was those times and France that turned her, they created a monster. She was very sensitive, very thoughtful of others. Marie Antoinette never did say, let them eat cake, by the way. So there's these little dolls that she has, they're fashion dolls, and they just are sent to her in lieu of a catalog, a fashion catalog. She can see what the dolls are wearing and choose her own clothes that way. And she had a dream that one of her porcelain dolls fell shattered on the floor. Then she had a dream that she was one of the dolls shattering on the floor, because people come and watch them eat. And she's like, we're no different than these dolls. We perform for you, and we're the dolls, and we're just nothing more to you, and just the doll shatters, and it doesn't matter. So we're no different. In all these hundreds of years, I feel like we're no different, and it's the same everywhere. This was in France, in Versailles, and I'm here in America, and all the things that you learn about or read about or is talked about is in America, but it's no different. People are people. It's no, we're, like I said, we're so much worse now than ever, because we have the technology to spy on each other, and just keep our faces, our noses in the phones, in the devices, and not really talk to each other. People don't talk to each other. They get around and sit in a room and all just sit in the same room on their device. I read actual books. I watch movies too, but I don't even play games on any device. I was never into games or gaming. I don't sit there all day, every day on my device. People are like, watch me, poor me. Let's show everyone how sick I am, or what's going on in my life, and just put it all out there for the whole world to see your arguments, to see you being bitter about other people, to see you in the hospital when you're at a time when we're supposed to just rest, and we don't have to show the whole world everything. But the separation, the segregation, it's no better, it's no different in hundreds of years. Reality TV, they didn't have television, obviously, in Marie Antoinette's time, but they were in a viewing room watching the celebrities, and we do the same thing still. And is it better just because we have the better technology? Can you put down the devices for a little while? I used to read all the celebrity magazines. I haven't done that for a long time, especially when it's a wedding or a funeral for the celebrities. Leave them alone. Can we just leave people alone? Leave each other alone? And you're around every corner. There's ears hearing you. There's eyes watching you. It has to change, and it seems like it will never change, and it's all the worse because of our technology. Just kind of, I don't know, just kind of thinking about that kind of thing. So enjoy.